a historic Peoria band is back for the summer. That's just one of the things you'll want to hear about to start your day for Wednesday, July 3rd. I'm Colin Shope, and this is WCBU's On Deck. First on deck today, Illinois Central College is in the process of moving most of its courses to 8-week terms. ICC President Sheila Quirk-Bailey says studies show cutting the semester cycle time tends to improve success rates. Quirk-Bailey says about 25% of ICC courses are already on 8-week schedules, and they're aiming to have the vast majority transition to the shorter terms by the fall 2026 semester. She says today's college students find the accelerated course lengths appealing in their path toward employment.
What we're finding is both youth right out of high school and adults, they care about how quickly it can happen, and they care about the trajectory towards the prize, which is the job.
Quirk-Bailey says the average age of an ICC student is 26, and part-time students account for 60% of their credit hours. She notes that some of the more challenging higher-level courses likely will remain on 16-week terms to provide enough time to get through the material.
So to make that more compact probably doesn't make more sense. We want to keep it at 16 weeks and build in more tutoring and build in more skills testing.
Quirk-Bailey says community colleges in Indiana are already offering about 85% of courses on 8-week terms. Reporting for this story is from Joe Deacon. Here are some other stories we're following in the WCBU newsroom. Washington Central School District students will have a safe place to walk along Eagle Avenue to and from the street's intersection with U.S. Business Route 24 in Washington when they return to school in August. And the Illinois State Police are investigating the death of a detainee at the Peoria County Jail. Plus, the Peoria Public Schools Board of Education is in a state of transition. You can find more of these stories and all the details at WCBU.org. The historic Peoria Municipal Band is back for another summer concert series. On this week's episode of Out and About, Dr. May Gilliland Wright of Arts Partners of Central Illinois talks with Dr. David Vroman, conductor of the band, about what makes the ensemble unique and their upcoming performances. From Wednesday evenings on Water Street to Sundays at Glen Oak Park, they perform a wide variety of music on a weekly basis that is perfect for friends and family alike. The full schedule and more information can be found at PeoriaMunicipalBand.com.
The neatest thing about the municipal band is the history behind it. So you can go back to the turn of the century, literally the 1900s, and there are pictures and recollections of a Peoria Municipal Band at that time. And there were actually 3 bands in Peoria that played on a regular basis. That was kind of entertainment for the folks that resided here. And then in 1937, the city of Peoria adopted the band and put out a tax levy to actually have that band become a part of Peoria. And so since 1937, we've been tax supported. And there's a small percentage of a mill that is allocated to the band and been playing concerts ever since. I played in the band when I was younger. The other role it plays is when people look at communities and they see the different activities that take place. Music is one of those that people are really inquisitive about, and we fill that void in many ways. And what's really neat about a concert band of 50 people is the wide variety of music that they can perform. Everything from rock to jazz to Broadway tunes, you name it, a band has that flexibility to do that.
And it is so entertaining. So let's talk about that, because you have 2 primary locations for your performances, the Warehouse District and the Glen Oak Amphitheater. Tell us a little bit more.
Sure. We started playing down on the riverfront, and so we've played everywhere from the Gateway Building to the museum, and now our home base is on the corner of Water Street, right down by WTVP and Kelleher's. And every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, we play there. And then Glen Oak Park is the traditional home. And that was a real cooperative effort years ago between the Park District and the band. And the band put up the band shell that exists there. It's a beautiful setting, a natural bowl setting, right there in the middle of Peoria. And so both those venues offer great locations for us to be able to perform. And
you've alluded to this already, but it's a great family activity. And when you're at the location in the Warehouse District, you can grab food. And if you go to Glen Oak Amphitheater, you can bring your own food, correct? So you can make a whole evening out of this for everyone. Absolutely. And I think the neatest thing for families, for example, when you have young children and you're trying to talk to them about going to concerts, these are outdoor concerts. People are not sitting silently worried about if they have to sneeze or something. So it's a very different environment. It's a very family-friendly environment. And when you scan out across the crowd and you look at the folks that are attending the concert, it's everything from 3 years old up to 90 and older. Let's talk about some of the upcoming concerts. What can we expect? What are you excited about? Well, I'm excited every Monday because on Mondays, this band rehearses Monday evenings from 7 to 10 in preparation for the 2 concerts that we have each week. And so Wednesday and Sunday, the vocals will stay the same. If we feature a soloist, it stays the same, but all the other music changes. And we do have themes that we put on each concert. I think that it's that variety again as to what goes on. And as you know, coming up for you on Sunday evening, we have special guest MCs that come out as well, our celebrity MCs. And that's just another part of what adds to the presentation that's there. They're generally an hour and 5 minutes, an hour and 10-minute concert without an intermission. So time goes quickly once you get out there, and you can still get home before dark.
You've been listening to Highlights of Out and About, a weekly production of Arts Partners of Central Illinois and WCBU. For the full conversation, visit WCBU.org or subscribe to the podcast.
Support for arts and culture coverage on WCBU comes from PNC Financial Services. PNC is committed to supporting local art and culture events in the communities they serve.
Now, before we let you go, if you want to get the fireworks started early, tonight is the Independence Day celebration in Morton's McClellan Park. Gates open at 4, there's live music at 5:30, and fireworks start at dark. The admission is free. And that's all for today. You can subscribe to WCBU's On Deck podcast on the NPR app, Apple, or Spotify.